This loss was not something Temujin was giving up from. After the defeat at Dalan Baljut, he retreated with the few loyal followers he had left. Instead of wallowing in failure, Temujin focused on rebuilding his forces. He sought out smaller, less powerful tribes, offering them protection and resources in exchange for their loyalty. After he got his forces set, he built his power by changing how leadership worked among the Mongol tribes. Instead of sticking with the old system, where people got important positions just because of their family connections, Temujin promoted them based on skill and loyalty. If someone showed they could fight well or lead effectively, they could earn a place in his growing force. This approach upset a lot of tribal elites who were used to being in charge just because of their birth, but it also brought in people who were tired of being overlooked. This change helped Temujin build an army of talented and motivated warriors. They knew they could rise through the ranks if they worked hard, which gave them a reason to stick with him. His enemies, meanwhile, were stuck with leaders who got their positions through family ties, regardless of whether they were actually good at leading. Temujin didn't waste time worrying about what others thought of his methods. He was focused on building a force that would crush his rivals. The merit-based system also made Temujin appealing to people from other tribes. Many were unhappy with their leaders and wanted a better chance at success. Temujin offered that chance, and they joined him. More than adding manpower to his army, these new followers brought skills, knowledge, and experience that strengthened his forces. By pulling people from different tribes, Temujin was able to break down old rivalries and unite his followers under a common goal. With his growing army, Temujin turned his attention to defeating his rivals. The Tatars were one of his first major targets. Temujin wanted to destroy their power completely. He attacked with his well-organized army and crushed them. After defeating the Tatars, he made sure they couldn't rise again by eliminating many of their leaders and sucking their people into his tribe. Next, Temujin went after the Karaite tribe, led by Togrul. This was a complicated situation, because Togrul had once been Temujin's ally. But Togrul eventually turned against him, and Temujin wasn't the type to forgive betrayal. The fight ended with Temujin defeating the Karaite tribe and taking control of their territory. Then the same thing, took in their people and killed their leaders. The Naiman tribe was another powerful group that stood in Temujin's way. They were one of the last major tribes resisting his unification efforts. Temujin's army, now seasoned and disciplined, fought the Naiman and defeated them as well. By the time this battle was over, Temujin had effectively unified the Mongol tribes under his sword. By 1206, Temujin had already conquered and unified most of the Mongol and Turkic tribes through alliances, warfare, and an iron will. He didn't waste time patting himself on the back though. With his rivals defeated and his loyal followers stronger, he organized a Kurultai, or tribal council. The Kurultai brought together leaders and representatives from all the tribes under his control. It was here that they formally called him a different name, from a dead victim that his father gave him, to what is known as the Universal Ruler, Genghis Khan. And with the name change came world domination. With his entire battalion ready for everything, he set his eyes on the Xisha kingdom in 1207. The Xisha, ruled by the Tangut people, sat comfortably in the northwest of China. They had built strong fortresses and walls, thinking they could keep any enemy at bay. Their cities were rich with trade, controlling important routes along the Silk Road. They probably thought they were untouchable. Well, they were about to get a reality check. His Mongol warriors were fearless and skilled. They rode their horses across the vast steppes, moving faster than the wind. Masters of archery, they could shoot accurately while galloping at full speed. Walls and natural barriers meant little to them. They used clever tactics, like pretending to flee and then turning to attack. The Xisha soldiers weren't prepared for this kind of warfare. Maybe they should have spent less time polishing their armor and more time learning new strategies. Genghis Khan's forces attacked relentlessly. The Xisha people watched as city after city fell. Their defenses crumbled like sandcastles against the tide. The Mongols took what they wanted and moved on. The Xisha leaders tried to defend their land, but their efforts were in vain. The battles raged on, and the Xisha kept losing ground. Their proud warriors couldn't stop the Mongol onslaught. Genghis Khan's army was like a storm, sweeping away all resistance. The Xisha leaders tried to rally their troops, but fear had already taken hold. Some cities surrendered without a fight, hoping to avoid worse outcomes. The Mongols sometimes accepted their surrender, but not always. It's hard to predict the mood of an invading army. The Xisha's pleas often went unheard. After all, Genghis Khan wasn't known for his warm and fuzzy side. Realizing they couldn't win, the Xisha rulers had to choose between total defeat or becoming vassals. They reluctantly agreed to serve Genghis Khan. They promised to pay tribute, offering precious goods like silk, silver, and horses. They also allowed his armies to pass through their land freely. Not that they had much of a choice. With the Xisha under his control, Genghis Khan gained more than just land. He acquired wealth, resources, and strategic advantages. The tribute they gave made him richer. The new routes through their territory opened doors to more campaign missions.